Welcome back to another episode of Azrael Reacts. I'm your boy Azrael, and today we getting right back into slavery, the greatest deception to deceive indigenous minds, to make them forget who they are and where they come from. Long ass title, like I said, from kings to slaves. But anyway, tethers. I've done an episode on this before, and I wanted to do another one because I'm just seeing more and more stuff, and this topic is like really just ramping up in the black diaspora now. Like, for some reason this topic is just going nuts. But tethers, the more I see of this, the more these people are just super fucking disrespectful to black Americans. And yes, I censored myself there because I don't always like to cuss. They are just super disrespectful to black Americans, and I got video proof to prove it. So if you're enjoying the video, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, because like I like to say, every little clip helps, and we thank you guys so much for it. But let's get into these videos.
Yes, you guys don't like black Americans at all. You guys just say bad things about them. They're criminals, they're from slavery, they are not from Africa, they don't know their home. Oh, you know, it's so sad. All the time, you look at a black man and you tell them that, oh, you are from America, you are not African. You are not from Africa, you are lost. You are from slavery. I'm not a slave, you are a slave. Shame on you. Shame on you to even open your mouth. Do you know how painful that is? Whether they look like you or they don't look like you, they are your people. And you say to their face that you are not one of me. You are a slave. Wow. Do you know the pain that our ancestors went through? Just because you were not colonized does not mean you should open your mouth to call somebody a slave.
Hey, South Africa, I need y'all to know that the average black American was not checking for y'all. We found out about the Zulu parade when you found out about the Zulu parade, okay? We're not from New Orleans, and it's not a part of the whole black American culture. It's part of the New Orleans culture, all right? But I also need y'all to understand that when y'all get to picking and talking about our ancestors, baby, that's where we draw the line. We real sensitive about our motherfucking ancestors, baby. So I advise y'all to keep it cute, keep it about the Zulu parade, have your say, and sit the fuck down, all right? Fair warning.
In New Orleans, they celebrated Jollof over jambalaya. They cast Africans to play Harriet Tubman and MLK. But when a foundational Black American cast was announced for Children of Blood and Bone, a fantasy rooted in Nigerian culture, African Twitter exploded with outrage. So it's okay when they play our ancestors, but we can't even play their imaginary ones? They call our food slave food. But ignore that soul food was born out of survival, creativity, and ethnogenesis. Indigenous, then African, then European. The seasoning, the preservation techniques, the staples, all reflect our reality as a people formed on United States soil. French, Choctaw, Gullah, Southern. This is a cuisine that came from us, in a world no one else endured. It's not a remix of West Africa. It's the birth of something entirely new. They copy our slang, our drip, our dances, then turn around and call us culturalists. This is what destiny swapping looks like. At Essence Fest this year, the new CEO, an African woman, hosted a Jollof versus Jambalaya cook-off in New Orleans, in the South, a city where Black American food is sacred. Attendance was low. The backlash was loud because people felt it. Something's off. The new CEO of Red Lobster? Nigerian. The headline, Black Excellence. But let's be real, when they say Black now, they don't always mean Black Americans from the United States. And one of the newest dishes added to the menu? A seafood boil. Straight from the traditions of the Gulf Coast, from our backyard tables, our family reunions, our culture, now rebranded and served back to us. And when they choose who gets to represent us, they don't choose based on lineage. They choose based on proximity to whiteness or global appeal. Anyone dark enough to pass for the brand. Remember Barack Obama? Looked the part, spoke the language, but he was Kenyan and white. Not a freedman, not a descendant of United States slavery, not foundational. But he got to be the face of our experience to the world, a whole US president. And in contrast, Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, married into the British royal family, foundational through her mother, born in Los Angeles, California. A Black American woman with real United States lineage, yet somehow still reduced to biracial. Still not allowed to speak for us, still treated like she doesn't belong, even though she has more lived Black American experience than Barack ever did. And when it comes to our heroes, they gave Harriet Tubman to Cynthia Erivo, MLK to David Oyelowo, Solomon Northup to Chiwetel Ejiofor, all African or British African. But let a foundational Black American from the US touch an African-inspired fantasy, and suddenly it's cultural theft. So who's really allowed to tell whose story? They gatekeep their language, they gatekeep their tribes, they gatekeep who can even call themselves African. But in the United States, we're told to open the door for everyone who's Black, even if they came yesterday, even if they call us lazy, cultureless, or lost. We built this culture over 400 years. Some of us were never enslaved. Many of us were freedmen before the Civil War. And most of us, we are the result of true American ethnogenesis, indigenous, African, and European. A lineage forged under fire, not copied from another land. Our music becomes urban. Our dialect becomes TikTok audio. Our struggle becomes a pipeline for global DEI hires. And the numbers don't lie. Out of 48 million Black people in the US, only about 4.8 million are immigrants. But somehow they're running our boards, curating our festivals, leading our narratives. We're not mad at the success. We're calling out the substitution. Because this isn't unity, this is erasure.
Oh, all right. Y'all got this whole motherfucking melanated TikTok calling me a motherfucking teller. Knew y'all hoes is mad. That's why when Brats called me a tether, that's how I knew I really made my rounds on this motherfucking app. I'ma tell you why I stopped fuck with these FBA people and they started calling me a fucking tether, right? So boom, anybody who knows me, who knows what I originally was on here for, I originally was a Pan-Africanist. I definitely was. I grew up respecting African culture. You know what I'm saying? I grew up where white and Black people respect African culture. And Africa is a part of Louisiana Creole.
Black Americans, as much as I talk about Caribbeans and Africans, please understand that these people really, really, really love us. They're obsessed with us. But it's jealousy. They're not insulted when they get confused with the Black American, but they're insulted if they get confused with any other group. Let that sink in. If they accidentally get called a Black American, they love it. They want to be Black Americans. They want to be me and you. They love us. The world loves us. Like I said before, a Haitian and a Dominican hate to be mixed up, but let a Haitian get called a Black American, man, they'll eat that up. The problem is they want to replace us, because in America there's a one nigga at a time rule, and they know that. They know that we're first in line for everything here, because we speak proper English, we're the first group of people here, and we have a connection to the land that's unmatched with anybody else, and they can feel that connection. But don't get it twisted, they love us, man.
So, we out here celebrating, y'all, that the American government came through, okay, for Black Americans, okay, those who call themselves African Americans, and FBAs, ADOS, okay, American freedmen, etc., etc. Because this campaign, the census has acknowledged that Black Americans, okay, or African Americans are a separate ethnic group, okay, and are the American descendants of the enslaved peoples. And that we have our own culture, we have our own history, okay? We have our own lineage, okay? Now, if you had missed what was going on, this happened a few months back, right? And this is why I say you got to follow all these creators. You got to follow all of them, okay? To see what's going on and what movements is happening in the Black American community, okay? because I actually wrote in to the census, so I'm proud to see that it happened. Because I wrote in, they basically were asking what ethnicities are in the country, what ethnicities needed to be acknowledged in the census, etc., and acknowledged for government research, government programs, etc. And so I wrote in, okay, and stated that Black Americans are a separate ethnicity, and the American freedmen descendants are a separate ethnicity, and here's why, okay? And basically you had to write, reasons and substantiate why this needed to be changed, why this needed to be amended, why this needed to be added, okay? And so I feel like this is a win, good. Thank you to everybody else who did so. If you come in, check in, I applaud you. Thank you to everybody who stood on business and sent that information in. I also have some mutuals who was on the ground, on the government end, who was a part of, who are actually connected inside the government, who was a part of that shit too. So shout out to the Black Americans that was standing on business and made sure that this happened and pushed this through. I love my people. I love y'all. We did that shit. It feels really good that the government sat up there and acknowledged y'all right, y'all correct. Go ahead and get y'all little bubble. That's right.
Hey, yo, Black Americans, are you not sick of these tethers, these Black immigrants coming over here and telling us, oh, they gonna make you a slave again? You are a product of immigrants. We are not fucking immigrants. My family has not been to the African continent in centuries. We are a new group here. We're called freedmen, foundational Black Americans, ADOS, whatever you want to call us, but we ain't you. You cannot send a Japanese person over to fucking China and be like, well, hey, he's Chinese now. You may be in China, but that's not your lineage. You may be in this country, but you are not us. You are not like us. We cannot be deported, unlike you. So please, stop gaslighting and fucking projecting. We are sick of it over here.
So apparently it's a newsflash to us, something that we've already known for like the last 100 plus years, that we're not African American. We know this. It's a misnomer term. We've been saying that. And so while these people from England and directly from Africa are trying to make it seem like it's something new, like we don't know where we come from, we're probably the only ethnic group here that can trace our lineage back by name. And I'm talking about 1,000 years in Africa or Europe, because nobody can really do that. There's so much to be lost. You can maybe trace it back to a couple people, but 2,000-3,000 years ago, you're not doing all that. And of course, we stay in these people's minds rent-free for whatever reason. So you had this cat from England who said he went to Georgia and asked this man, where's his family from? He said, my mom and dad's from Atlanta, my grandparents. And they're like, oh, these people don't know what part of Africa they're from. We want to keep it 100. We're the only people whose family didn't flee. We don't come from a people of fleers. And in fact, those of us who still do have African roots or recent African ancestry, we do know where we come from. It's just the places that we were taken from, they don't exist anymore. They're not there. Because the Spanish, the Portuguese, the British, and the French, they were going all through Africa, smacking everybody around. So even the same people that be like, oh, I'm from Ghana, I'm from here or there, your family probably not even originally from them. They probably fled from wherever the Spanish, English, or Portuguese was smacking them around. They had to flee to different parts. We're gonna keep it 100. I'm not being disingenuous to anybody. I'm not being cold-hearted. I'm just speaking on the truth of the history and the matter it is. And to be FBA, which is Foundational Black America, we already know what admixtures. That's why we look the way we look. Some of us look more Austronesian. Some of us look more African. Some of us look like an African-European mix. Some of us look more like a Native African and Native American mix. Some of us look more white phenotypically because of vitamin D deficiency, which is why you have white skin in the first place. Don't believe me? Go read a book. But the bottom line of this video is, we know who we are, we know where we come from, we can trace our roots back. We don't come from a people of fleeing. I respect people, as I said before, who stay in their homelands and fight against the tyranny that they're facing, not those who flee and then want to talk shit about us, even though we haven't said anything about anybody. And why we're in your minds rent free? Because you're projecting your own failures. So I'm just gonna call it like it is.
And a lot of y'all don't blend in the way you think you do. We can tell by your mannerisms, how you talk. And then if you say nigga like 20 damn times a sentence, that's kind of like a red flag to us, because a lot of us don't even say it like that, or even at all, period. So that's red flags that we know to tell if you FBA or not. And then as soon as we say something back, oh, we are xenophobic. Oh, that's divisive. No, like, for you tethers, keep us out your mouth. Go find something to do. Go fix your homelands and stop worrying about what we got going on over here. Stop worrying about us so damn much, because it's apparent you want to be us, but you can't be us. We don't flee from where we come from. And with that being said, have a good day.
Off for how y'all dress, and it went something like this. Down south bitches, y'all could never dress.
Excuse me, ma'am. Aren't you Nigerian, though? See, this is what we be talking about when we call the people tethers. You are most definitely being a tether right now. It's given, as you said, it's given real tetherism, tetherish, tetherfied, all the tethers you can think of. And you talking about down south bitches. I know you talking about black American women, which is highly disrespectful. When your whole makeup right now, everything that you're doing is cosplaying black American women. And you talking about dressing, ma'am. Why you not dressing like a Nigerian? You got Nigerian flags all over your profiles. Why aren't you dressing like a Nigerian woman? That's a question I want you to answer. And y'all think y'all can tether on to New York. New York didn't create what we know as swag or this style of fashion that you say came from New York. No, it came from black Americans who live in New York. For instance, Dapper Dan. Do you know his family's from the South? Oh, you probably didn't know that. But you sent him to some down south bitches. Ma'am, do your Nigerian one, too. Do that.
Immigrants who feel entitled to Black support, and the Black Americans who feel compelled to offer.
So we've been used as pawns in this game of racism with African immigrants, and it's time it stopped. They have used us as pawns. So they are Black, African, except when they get treated with racism. Then they want to be Black. Then they want to pull us into it. And I say we stop that absolutely right now. When we go to, say, Europe or other countries, as a Black American, there is a different treatment. And that's for many reasons. Racism involves powers. When we go as Black Americans, we move differently. We're not invading their country with a ton of immigrants. We say and fix our country. I think most of you guys should have left by now, but at the end of the day, we are wired to fix our country, to fight for our country, to stand for our country, to speak out for our country. We don't move the way other people do, just leaving their country without fixing it. 2, we aren't competing for jobs or competing for their spots in their universities. If you go to any country and start taking their jobs, there's going to be resentment. And depending on the country, they might be really upset at that. In Europe and other places, these countries are very small and they're economically not doing as well or abundant as we are. So you taking a job for them when they're competing amongst themselves is a problem and builds resentment. Also in these places with a lot of immigrants from African immigrants, I heard, and this is just anecdotal, that the crime, violent assaults, rape, the same things going on the continent, they bring with them. So there's more drug trafficking, there's more sex trafficking, there is more violence. You bring that too. So when you go to, say, another country, say it's Italy or Denmark or Spain, yes, those people might have some natural anti-Blackness, but your group specifically, or your group, are moving in such a way that you're building a lot of resentment. So say African racism, because you're in a position, you're asking them for money. You're asking them for social services. You're asking them for citizenship. You're asking them for jobs. They're in a position of power over you because they're not going to your continent asking you for jobs and money and whatnot. They bring money, but they're not asking you for money. That's the difference. Black Americans don't move that way. We fix our own country. It's like banging our head against the wall, but yes, we will sit here and fight and fix for what's right, and we'll demand it. When we go over to other places, we are not competing with them for jobs. We will import our own remote job or our remote American salaries. Even me, myself, I'm going to France on a business visa. A business visa for real estate investing. I'm investing in their community and comedy. There is no power dynamic. The only power dynamic is them being nice to me because I might hire them. You see what I mean? So we don't move, and Black Americans don't even leave America. I think you should. Half of you should have left by now. And you better before Trump does what he's about to do, because you know exactly where it's going. Don't complain because you've been warned over and over and over and over. But even then, we haven't flooded any location with Black Americans with criminality, with drug trafficking, sex trafficking at all. So if there's resentment that they have towards different immigrant groups because they move in a different way, let them have that issue. That's not our issue. We didn't move like that. We don't move like that. They're not like us. We are us. We are strong, resilient people. We just had this whole thing with South Africa making fun of us for being descendants of slaves. And we're like, we love that. They were powerful. We had the most vicious slavery system ever created. And not only did we get through, we changed this nation again and again and again and again. We have resilience and power and strength and strategy within our blood and unity that none of these other countries have. We are not ashamed of our roots. It is the pressure, the heat treated pressure that made us into diamonds. Like we do not take that away. Someone said the other day, if we could be Black American again, and even if it meant to be slavery or another race, we would still choose Black. We are not the same as those people from the continent. We're just not. And then they want us to be their pawns. And they're not slick because they're African, Caribbean, except when they go in a store in France and they get treated a certain way because they're an African immigrant or appear to be, or of African descent. Again, that's your issue. When I go to France, I get treated a certain way because I'm American. Now, American and Black American comes with a lot of power. So the power dynamic's not there. Because we don't move the way you do. We haven't flooded their streets with all this stuff. We haven't competed for jobs. We don't move like that. You best believe when Black people go abroad, we make sure our visa's straight. We make, for the most part, you know what I mean? Like we're going there and we dip out. Or even if we go and stay, we bring money. Like there's no position, we're not in a, so there's no racism. Why would you be racist to someone who's not in a position of power? Like there is none. Yeah, there might have some prejudging, but it's not racism. It's not systemic with Black Americans. In fact, you'll have pretty much every Black American say when they find out you're Black American, it's different. And that comes from a lot of reasons. It's not because we're Black American specifically. Some of it's American and Black American. The American part is that if anybody who's an American tourist does something in your country and something bad happens to them, because of the American media, it will go worldwide in an hour and be on everyone's viewpoint, and everyone will know about it. People in other places go viral as well, but American tourists, because of our apparatus and our media apparatus, goes immediately. So people think twice if you're an American for doing something because they sort of intuitively know, you mess with this one, it can blow up. You remember that woman who didn't sell to Oprah in France and Hermes and closed the door? She was just living her life. She didn't know that would go worldwide, just like, and that was before stuff was going viral. Right? So just being an American, like people sort of intuitively know, like I said, there's a power issue. So yeah, people treat you a certain way. It's just because they can't do stuff to you. There's ramifications. Even if ramifications just mad media publicity for the whole thing, the whole world will know about you. So yeah, they do treat us differently. But like, here's the deal. America's not America without Black Americans. So it's not like white people did that. And we had, no, America as American has the power it has because of Black Americans. They won these wars because of Americans, Black Americans who had to participate because we were trying to get out of poverty. They are known around the world for their culture and talent because of our Black actors, our Black singers, our Black dancers, our cultural soft influence, because we release world-class singers, dancers, athletes. So that touches people all over the world. It inspires people all over the world, touches people's heart. We continue to produce it. So people just generally, and we don't leave. So when people meet us, not only are we Americans, so there's checks and balances in that. Well, that comes with the full weight of being American, but we're also Black American, and we might be the first Black American some person has ever met, but they have been engaging in absorbing and devouring our culture the whole time. They're actually really happy to meet someone from there. Like, oh my God, can I talk to you? Because I don't want to talk about another, Chinese person about this. I want to talk to you. Do you know who Billy Valentine is? Like, usually I just find them Like, it's just different. So we don't move the same way they move, and they do. There is a level of respect we recorded as Americans and as Black Americans because of what we contributed to this world and what we've done and the way we move, and even admiration for how we have consistently battled against the white supremacy and the vicious racism in this gets a lot of respect. We don't move the way the Africans do, but they want to use us as pawns in their games of racism. I want more Black people to start traveling and moving abroad, and I don't want you to listen to an African's experience. You need to listen to another Black Americans. And funny enough, when you hear about Black Americans going to Africa, you hear that they treat white people better, white people of any diaspora better, and they treat Black Americans worse than white Americans. That's the funny part. But when we go to Europe or other places, we're treated just fine. There might be a little bit of prejudgment, but pretty much across the board, every single Black American expat and blogger has confirmed we get treated very nicely. They might prejudge, but when they find out they're American, it changes, and it should, because we earned whatever power and respect we get. We have produced nothing but top-notch culture. We have fought for our rights and for justice and equality, and everyone has seen it. So yes, if we get treated well once they find out we're the American status, it's for many reasons, us being American and Black American, but yeah, we earned it. I'm proud of who we are as a people. We had to fight so hard. So yes, do not let us become pawns in Africans' bids on racism. They moved in a certain way where resentment built in these different countries. Now you can go back to colonialism, and they deserve and they earn whatever it is. And you've been independent for 70, 80 years. You have not fixed your country to a point where you have a thriving middle class. America only has a thriving middle class because we forced it. We sort of pushed the labor unions. We are the ones who implemented free education after Reconstruction because they wouldn't allow us to read. So we're like, no, it is a requirement. We pushed that. The only reason America has a middle class is because of Black Americans. We shaped this country. Okay? So, it's just different. They have built up resentment because of how they moved and how they are, and their group has certain characteristics, which is fine, but don't let them be pawns and go being, just because they experience something because of the dynamic that they have in their positions of power or not having power about going to these other people's places in a certain way and manner versus us going to these people's places in a certain way of manner that does not have that dynamic. And so we don't have these issues. So don't let us be palms when they want someone to be all rah when they get treated with racism. They need to handle it, and we'll handle ours.
I want to address immigrants.
Foundational Black American.
Yeah.
What is that about? Because I feel like that's pure division, if I'm not going to.
It is. But I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. This is what it is. There were too many Black people from outside Africa, from outside America, going to America and playing the arse. And what it is African Americans spotted this and spotted that there's a consistent pattern. Black Caribbeans, Black people from Africa going to America and being the arse. And what the FBA agenda is putting up a wall and saying, no, you guys can't be a part of this if you're going to be on that, raccoon train.
When you say playing the ass, what? Because from what I know, a lot of Africans, a lot of Caribbeans who go there, academically, they're surpassing them. And also business-wise, they're surpassing them. So who was playing the ass?
When they then use that to say, well, that means that you African Americans are lazy. Do you see?
Yes.
And then being on some right-wing conservatism, let's throw African Americans under the bus.
That's true.
Let's pretend that Jim Crow didn't happen, redlining didn't happen, breaking up of African American business districts, breaking up of African American families, the COINTELPRO didn't happen, the Iran Contras and then moving drugs into the Black community didn't happen. Yeah. And there's a whole list of things continuing right up until now that the American government has done to African Americans. And so for those Black people recently arrived from outside America, you all didn't face any of that. So of course you're going to be doing better than African Americans. Duh.
Yeah.
But what's happening is a lot of the people outside Black America don't respect that. And so while I'm not about division, I can't pretend to not know what.
And I guarantee your dad and your mother knows my great grandfather very well. And if you're into music, and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? You probably read about him.
See, you look at the chat. We can hear it. We know who our people are. We know.
Bro,
Brother,
do you know I'm from New York?
Brother,
I'm from New York,
I
bro.
can
We
hear.
have different.
We know you're from a borough of New York,
Bro,
bro.
just because you have a list, doesn't mean that you know something.
Thank you, brother, for noticing that. But guess what?
You have
You're
a
not
list.
FBA. So what? Yeah, thank you.
I don't want to be. I'm Black American. I'm African American.
Exactly.
I'm African American.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's all we're saying. Be proud of who you are.
Bro, do you know?
Be
Bro, do
proud
you
of who you
know?
are. You're not one of us. Stop cosplaying as us, and we'll be okay.
Listen, bro.
Don't speak for
You gotta
us.
chill, bro.
Don't speak for
You
us and
gotta.
act like
Don't speak for
you
who?
don't speak for
Don't speak
us,
for
brother.
who, bro?
You
Don't
can't
speak for who? Who's
speak for
us?
you.
Who's
Speak for
us,
you.
bro? Who's us?
Speak for you.
I speak for African Americans.
No. Oh yeah. Okay. Speak for African American. There you go.
Yeah, that's what we are, right?
No. That's what you are. You are.
That's what we are. Technically, we're African Americans. There's no such thing as an FBA. There's no such thing as an FBA. What is foundational about being Black in America?
Heather.
Can you explain that to me? Can you explain that to me? What is foundational about being Black in America? Are you gonna explain it? Are you gonna explain how you're not African?
I just explained it.
Could you explain how you're not African?
I just explained it.
Can you explain how you're not African?
I just explained it.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Just because you was born in America doesn't mean you're American.
Give your tether brother a boost.
Bro, just because you're born in America doesn't mean you're American.
Give your tether brother a boost.
Just because you're born in America doesn't mean you're American. Because culturally, what makes you American?
Brother a boost.
Culturally, what makes you American, bro? Culture.
So I don't date American Black men. I have never dated an American Black man, and my reasons are quite simple. So a few days ago, I made a video about coffee dates, and I basically talked about how I would never accept a coffee date as a first date. I think it's low effort, and it's just not my thing. Surprisingly enough, and I was genuinely surprised, 98% of the commenters and the people that were upset were American Black men. So shocked because I didn't think that video would land on their For You page, but it did, and hundreds of them, were crying on my shoulder over the fact that I would not drink bean juice on a first date with a man or with anyone. They were in my comments calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video. I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me. They were coming at me for my skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American men honestly have this habit of attacking Black women for the way that they look, especially if you are a darker skinned woman or you have more Afrocentric features. They will attack you. So the fact that they came at me for my looks unprovoked is not surprising to me at all. So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American Black men. American Black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American Black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a Black woman, a dark-skinned Black woman, having standards really does bother them.
This
can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture.
Keep rolling.
I need somebody with some culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We not
globally, they know about Black Americans.
But you gotta remember 1804, baby. I'm the one that won my
American. We're not gonna use the word American.
Yeah, Black Americans.
I ain't gonna hold
That's
you.
fine, but listen, 1804, I'm the reason why you have your independence.
That's the part I hate about
Haitians was the
Caribbean
first
people, though.
free independent country. First black free independent.
That ain't got nothing to do with. That don't got nothing to do with America.
That's nice. I'm just letting you know the reason why y'all have your independence.
Y'all coming over here because of us, because of the hard work that Black Americans do.
You know Haiti is like in debt for $1 trillion years because
you know why? Because the French owe us how much?
So y'all got your independence for what?
paying.
What?
Wait, when you say Haiti's the reason Americans got their independence, what do you mean by that?
How they gonna cook me for that?
What do you mean by that?
Y'all gotta cut that out.
We won.
African Americans are free?
I'm not saying that we set the revolution. The reason we were the first independent free country. Ain't
nobody give a fuck about y'all, bro.
Look at him pointing. Look at him pointing. Are you crazy?
No, but by paying Britain, what?
I'm talking about we set the thing. We the one that set it. 1804. We was the first free independent Caribbean country.
I'm not gonna go in depth with
Are you
that, but
crazy?
y'all have.
But what that got to do with America?
African Americans.
We said it, and then y'all followed.
Y'all said it for yourselves, not for
We
no
said
Black
it, and then y'all followed.
And we set the stage for y'all immigrants to come over here and profit off of America.
So you're saying that?
And you're mad that we came to.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm telling you what Black culture provided for you and your family.
How that provide for me and my family?
Because we set the standard. We set the
Who
standard.
came here? I didn't come here.
You
Your
here right
family
now.
did?
My family came here. And they made their money and they went right back to Haiti. So what's up?
So why you ain't go right back to Haiti?
Because why would I come back to Haiti? I'm Gucci where I'm at.
Where your parents live?
They here.
What?
And they doing the flow.
How's that going right back to Haiti? That ain't going right back to Haiti.
On Labor Day? Ain't been on Labor
See a lot of Black people saying, well, they can't deport Black people because we here. I know you don't think they're building all of these detention centers for immigrants. See, what happens is that, let's just say worst case scenario, they change the definition of citizenship to exclude your Black ass. Now you are here illegally. And so the practice that they've been doing, running up on all these folks, they will now do to you.
They can't do that though. We are native to this land. This is our land. Even Trump has even alluded to that, but he said those don't look like no Indians to me. When he was talking about them $5 ass Indians that's on the reservations right now, he already said it. He knows who we are. We know who we are. We are not getting deported anywhere. And if we're getting sent to some fucking internment camps or some sort of jails, they're already doing that. Why are y'all trying to, again, this scare tactic, y'all trying to scare us into some shit that's already happening. They're already sending us to jail. We're already living under a system of white supremacy where it's I'm white and I say so. Negroes get sent to jail every fucking day. Hello, mass incarceration. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how y'all trying to act like this is supposed to scare us when we're facing the same threat we've already been facing for over 400 years, at least since we got out of slavery. What are you talking about? You think they're just making them internal credits just for immigrants? Yeah. Because if they wanted to take us to fucking jail, why the fuck would they take us overseas when they could just put us in a jail right here? They've been putting us in.
And they will put your ass in that jail to continue the tradition of slave labor that is already in the Constitution. They don't even have to change nothing.
Right. It's already happening here on American soil. You have Negroes in jail working for pennies. Like you're contradicting yourself. It's doublespeak. This is doublespeak.
Fact of the matter is the 14th Amendment was only put in that Constitution in response to the Dred Scott case and after Black people had fought in the Civil War. But
so what does any of that have to do with immigrants? That's the point. That's the point. Y'all have used that, and these people have used that as a loophole to come over here and cosplay as us. And even if you're not cosplayers in us, you're coming over here to benefit off the backs of our fight. You're exploiting. The 14th Amendment should not be giving people the right from other countries to come over here and put themselves in the same social status as Black Americans.
Conversation. You say a lot of things that is based on self-hatred and miseducation. So let me say this. I live in America. The thing is, Black America don't have the power to decide who's entering the border and who's not. It's the United States government. You don't control anything. Let me also say, because you say a lot of things.
No, brother, this is not that conversation. Okay, you're not going to overtalk the host. You're going to wait a minute because we got to unpack some things. You're talking too much. You're throwing out some things, and we're going to.
But you just asked me about Pan-Africanism. Yeah. I'm answering the question.
I asked you how, and you gave, and you're babbling. I asked you how was Pan-Africanism.
I said Pan-Africanism did a lot of good things.
Hold on, and then you said that we don't control the border. If it wasn't for civil rights and what we did, especially in the 1950s when we allowed Kenyans to come over, they stayed in. It
wasn't the 1965 Civil Rights Act was not about. It was the Immigration Acts. It was not only specific for Africans.
We did that.
No. You pushed it, but United States Senate
we did that, brother. We stomped the yard and got them to say we better bring over.
You didn't legislate it. You didn't push it on the Senate floor. That's why you're missing out.
Listen,
are you seriously trying to say that foundational Black Americans did not stomp the yard for an immigration bill?
I'm not even gonna do it.
We put blood in this shit. We put blood in this shit, bro. We died over this shit for y'all to come over.
Can you also give me my time to speak? Can you give me my time to speak?
What you're gonna do is you're not gonna babble. You're gonna answer where
Pan-Africanism. I'm not babbling. You're not here to question.
You sound like a tether, brother. You need to go ahead and get.
I am not. You gotta be respectful. I came out because I'm an African. I came out because I'm an African. I live in America, but
exactly, brother. If you're an African, why are you living in America?
I live in America not because of you, Black Americans.
So I do not like ninjas.
Broski, just stop, like seriously. So we have this suspected tether who's talking down about Black American and ghetto culture. The reason why I'm saying suspected because you don't seem to have a Black American name. And if I'm wrong, then I apologize. But let me get into the video. Bro, the anti-Black route you're taking with, coming after Black people, Black culture is ridiculous. No matter how much you Negroes delineate yourselves from Black folks, you're still gonna be a nigga at the end of the day. And unfortunately, this is something that y'all don't seem to understand. When Negroes like you get up on here and talk about Black people doing all this crime and stuff, all this deletion, you do realize when you go into a corner store or just any store in general, they see you as one of those Negroes who are gonna commit crime and who they think gonna steal up out of their store. That don't never seem to click to y'all. Then you talking about Black American culture is trash and ghetto culture. If it's so trash, then why does everybody bite off of Black culture? That is the answer that y'all seem to not be able to answer. I mean, the question y'all seem to not be able to answer. If Black culture is so degenerate, so trash, why does everybody bite off of it? The K-pop bite off of Black culture all the time, but it's so trash though. No, y'all just too focused on the degeneracy that goes on in Black culture. Every culture has their degeneracy, but the degeneracy in our culture mainly gets pushed by the media. Y'all just look at the degenerate part of Black culture. Black culture as a whole is not trash and degenerate. Then you talking about Black people in the hood. Black people in the hood are some of the most hardworking people on planet Earth. But see, this is what y'all do and the media do. Y'all say, oh, Black people in the hood are lazy, and y'all look at gang members on the block who saying they don't want to get a job. Then y'all say, hey, look, they don't want to work. See, Black people in the hood are lazy. No, you're looking at gang members who don't want to work, and some can't work because they have a face card. I've been in the hood for 19 years of my life, dog. Black people in the hood are some of the most hardworking people on planet Earth. This is crazy that you're about to be 41 years old, dog, and I'm 19 and way more mature than you and have way more common sense than you. This whole anti-Black route you're taking is not the right route, bro. I get you want to make your money because being anti-Black as a Black person is kind of the quickest way to make it as a content creator, but dude, you're taking the wrong route. And one last thing I would like to point out, when y'all try to delineate yourselves by saying, I'm a Black person, I'm not a nigga. You ever see people who don't like Black folks say they like Black folks, they just don't like niggas? No, they just say they don't like Black folks.
Crazy work. Crazy work. I mean, at least there's some of us out there who's like willing to talk about the fact that like, yeah, if it wasn't for black Americans, that we probably wouldn't have a foothold over here. But crazy work. I don't understand how y'all call us lazy. We built this fucking country. What the fuck are you talking about? That is goofy. Goofy as hell. The problem is that we're separating black Americans now, or separating themselves from Africans. We don't want the title of African on our fucking thing. Because we're finding out that a lot of us aren't African. We was already here. Our people was already here. So why should we have to carry around that title? How the fuck are we two nations at once? You can't be. That's impossible. It's redundant and it's stupid. So, yeah, it's fucking dumb. Just end that tether shit. Let us be Americans. That's what we are. But hey, if you're enjoying the video, go ahead, drop a like and subscribe. Because what I love to say is every little click helps. And we thank you guys so much. But I've been your boy Asro. This has been another episode of Asro Reacts. And I'll check you guys next time. Deuces!